Hi guys, this is Tech Howdy. I welcome you to this video tutorial on creating an featured image slider using ASP.NET Core and Angular 8. The last video tutorial we added the admin area in our application, and in this video tutorial we are going to install or add the packages that are required to create a UI for our admin panel. So we are going to use Bootstrap 4 and jQuery. So we will install these packages using the package manager called Libman, which is provided by Microsoft. For our client-side application in Angular, we are using NPM to manage packages, client-side packages. But in our ASP.NET Core part of the application, we will be using Libman to manage client-side packages. Now, first thing that we want to do is go ahead and install Libman. I have already installed Libman, but in order to install Libman in your terminal, you would need to type in the following tool, which would be .NET tool install global. So I'll type it here for you. So sudo .NET tool install dash dash global, and the name of the package, so Microsoft dot web dot library manager.cli, and hit enter. Now I'm getting this message here which says library manager CLI is already installed. That's because I've already installed it when I have built other applications. Since you have not installed it, or if you have not installed it or never used it, then you will not get this error. Instead, you will see that it is installing the package, and it will show you succeeded when the installation is complete. Since we have Libman installed, we can always check the version of Libman. Your version can differ from my version, so do not panic. So this is how you can check the version by typing in libman dash dash version. So let me just clear this, and now using Libman we can install the required packages in our ASP.NET Core application. So let's go ahead and install our first package, which is going to be the jQuery, because we need to have jQuery installed prior to using Bootstrap. So let's do that. To add jQuery, we are going to type in the following command, which is libman space install jQuery. And now it's going to ask you, oh, what's the default provider for this package, and we are going to say it's CDNJS. Hit enter. And if you notice, we have a file being created which is called as libman.json. So now the destination folder would be inside www root. We want this package to be installed inside a folder called as lib/jQuery. So we will go ahead and we will say yes. So or if you want to change the path, you can provide the path over here. So I'll leave it as default. I'll hit enter. And now we have a lib folder created. Inside that we have our jQuery package installed for use, where we can now use it in our ASP.NET Core application. Now jQuery is installed. The second package that we need to install, it's going to be Bootstrap. So let's install Bootstrap. The command to install Bootstrap package is libman install twitter dash bootstrap, and hit enter. I'll provide all these commands in the video description so you can copy paste them. So we'll hit enter for the destination, and now we have all the required Bootstrap files that are needed added in our application. So if we check this, we have a CSS file which says bootstrap.min.css, and you can see if you open any of the file, we have the latest version of Bootstrap that's available is being installed by Libman. So if we have now done installing Bootstrap, now let's go ahead and install Popper.js. So this is needed for Bootstrap. So let's install Popper.js. So we will say libman install Popper.js, hit enter, for the destination, and we should have Popper.js installed as well. So we have Popper.js side. Where did it go? Popper.js. We will in Finder. Lib. So we have Popper.js. It's just I have to refresh the uh, folder here in order to see it. It's already installed. I can see it here. After we have installed Popper.js, what else do we need for Bootstrap? We don't need anything else. So we just need jQuery, Bootstrap, and Popper.js. So now let's go ahead and provide the references so that we can use it in our admin layout. Before I add the references, I just want to change the name of this particular folder from Twitter Bootstrap to just Bootstrap. So if I can go to libman.json, and that's the file which contains information of all the installed packages, I can change this to Bootstrap. I'll leave the library name as it is. I'll just change the destination folder name, so I can rename this to Bootstrap, and I can refresh the project, and I just want it to be Bootstrap rather than Twitter Bootstrap. Now I can go to the controller of my admin and go to views, sorry, and then go to the shared folder admin layout, and here let's add the references for the libraries that we are going to use. So let's do that. So I'm going to add some code here that is written in Bootstrap 4. This will be the default layout of our admin panel. Let me just explain what we are doing here. So this is some HTML code. It has a header, it has a body, and also our default layout has a footer. At the bottom of our default layout, I have specified all the libraries that we are going to use, and you have to specify them in this order. You cannot specify jQuery after you load your Bootstrap, because in order for Bootstrap to work properly, it needs jQuery. So first you need to load jQuery, then you need to load the Popper .js library, and then you finally need to load the Bootstrap library. And if you have any custom JavaScript, you will load it after these libraries have been loaded. So for that needs to be included when we are in the development environment. When we are developing the application, we will use the minified version. When we are not in the development environment, I want to use the regular version of jQuery and then load the Bootstrap. So this should be it for the references for our packages. Also, I have mentioned here using the render section directive, which says that any script tags that are custom. So if I'm creating a particular view and it has certain JavaScript on it, any script tags, then don't render those particular scripts. So if I'm using for example, I'm using tabulator library on a view to create tables. So I don't want the tabulator to be loaded on the index page of my admin panel, because if I'm not showing anything related to tabulator, then I don't want that library to be loaded. That's unnecessary resource consuming of our server. So I have used the render section at directive over here. Also, here in the header, I have specified all the required style sheets. So starting with Bootstrap min.css, and then here we have the custom style sheet. If we have any custom style sheet, I'm going to create a folder. So inside the lib folder, I'm going to create another folder, call it custom. Inside the custom folder, oh, I'm sorry, this should be folder. So I'm going to delete this. Inside the lib folder, I'm going to add another folder, call this custom. Inside the custom folder, we need to create a file called as style.css as we mentioned here. So style.css. We'll add the following code here to style our admin panel. Now let's run our application to see how it looks. Once again, this code will be provided in the video description, so you'll have the access to the DevOps repos to download the source code. This application is still loading. Now let's go to the admin panel. And we are on the admin panel, and now we have an admin panel that looks much better than the previous version that we saw in the video tutorial. Now we need to fix this button here so that the nav bar of our admin panel is hiding, and it's done by adding a file here. Let's add another file. So we have specified that in our admin layout, if you go to the script section, I'm going to add the custom JavaScript in the folder called as JS, and I'm going to create a file called as admin.js. So let's go to custom folder, so to lib folder, add a folder, call this folder as JS. Inside JS, I'm going to add a file called as admin.js, and inside admin.js, we need to add the following code that when the document is ready, we execute the following function, callback function, which is that the sidebar can be collapsed on click. Only this can be done if the document is ready. So now if we go back to our admin panel, and if we refresh this, we should be able to hide and show the contents of the navbar. So it's like a sliding panel. So this admin panel code is now available in the source code, and here we have some image. So let's also add that image. So even though we are not coding that section in this phase of the video or project tutorial, we will still add an image folder to show our images. So let's do that. So go to the admin panel layout. We are going to add an image. So let's add an image. So inside my root folder, I'm going to add a new folder, call this images, and any images related to my applications for the admin section, I'm going to add them here. So inside images, I'm going to add the image. So let's add an image that I can show. So as you see, I said it's located inside the images, and I'm going to add it now. So let's add the image. So I need to name my image pic.png. So let's reveal this in Finder, and then inside my images, I'm going to paste these two images, the favicon and the pic.png. Now I'm going to also go here to my application, and I'm going to refresh, and now you can see that the image appears here, and that should be it for this video tutorial, guys. We have successfully added Bootstrap, jQuery, and modified the look of our admin panel using Bootstrap. In the next video tutorial, we will start working on the model classes that are required in our application. So if you have any questions, please use the comment section. I will put the link for the DevOps repo to download the source code in the video description. Once again, thank you and have a wonderful day.